So I'm not going to look at the cameras. Okay, but just so I understand, I'm still looking over here, even though the camera's over there. Okay, and do you want me to keep my mask on throughout? Just so you know, I just had a test last night because I went somewhere where they required it, and I'm negative, so, and I'm boosted.
I believe I meet the new qualifications for fully vaccinated, in that I've had my booster.
Yeah, yeah, I've had my booster. It just would be easier to teach without it, but I'm happy to keep it on.
I have to go back to work, and this will protect me.
Yeah,
It has to protect me.
yeah.
You're triple vaxxed, tested.
That's a triple mask? Is that what that's called?
Triple vaxxed.
She's triple vaxxed.
Triple vax. I thought you said masked. Like, that's a triple max?
I'll sit here. I'm going to open with a prayer.
Great.
You know this book?
I do. I love Ed Hayes Beyond.
And I was looking for something apropos. And Psalm of an Advent Year is just perfect
Oh, good.
for what we're doing.
I can't even tell you how much I love Ed Hayes. His prayer book also.
Well, I don't know if he's got another one.
Yeah.
The only one I'm aware of.
Maybe that, yeah, because that's a new cover. So it must,
It's
Prayers for a
revision.
Planetary Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prayers for.
My
yeah.
mother loved it too. She prayed out of it every day. And Dennis and I prayed it for probably a whole year.
Yeah, because they've got the whole list. He's
Yeah.
got the whole daily office.
Morning and evening prayer.
Right. So if there is anyone out there, which I don't believe there is, welcome and bear with us. It's early on Saturday morning.
Oh no. That's Bluetooth?
Yep.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice. We could have a real party now. Oh my gosh.
What we use when the sound isn't working.
Power on. Ready to connect. Connection successful.
Okay, so you're, oh, but that's probably mine.
I know.
Yeah. No, it's not showing up on mine
Yeah,
yet.
let me turn mine off.
Yeah, let me turn mine on too.
See, that's showing up, which is weird.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm. Maybe the light doesn't work. Maybe it's actually,
Put us on.
wait, there's a way to
I heard
press
something.
the
now
Bluetooth?
I've disconnected, so now you should,
Okay.
it's called Exo Gear.
I disconnected.
It's called EXO what?
Echo X Gear, I think.
Okay. I'm gonna turn it off and turn it back on again.
So I need to be near the mic.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Here we are, EXO Gear.
Good morning and welcome to Oasis 2. A week from today is Christmas, and we all need to be able to move into that grounded in our being. So I'm going to start us off with the Psalm of an Advent Year. With prayerful pleas and Advent songs of longing, I await the birth of God's anointed one. Come, O gift of heaven's harmony, and attune my third ear, the ear of my heart, so that I may hear, just as Mary, faithful women of Israel, heard. O God, the time is short. These days are too few as I prepare the feast of the birth of Mary's Son. Busy days, crowded to the brim, with long lists of gifts to buy and things that must be done. Show to me also, your highly favored child, how to guard my heart from noise and hurry's whirl, so that I might hear your voice, calling my heart to create an empty space that might be pregnant with heaven's fire. Quiet me within. Clothe my body in peacefulness, with that your word once again may take flesh. This time, within me as once it did in Holy Mary, long Advent days ago. Amen. And now to lead us physically into this state, I introduce to you Greta Ronningen, a renowned yoga teacher and Episcopal priest. Thank you.
Thank you, Gertie. Welcome, everyone. So what we're going to do today is use the practice of yoga to release and to stretch and to strengthen. And then at the very end, we're going to do a deep guided meditation called Yoga Nidra, which is a beautiful practice of really deeply letting go, sort of piece by piece of our body. So it's a little bit tricky to do our breathing practices with masks, but maybe, and also I need you to be aware that we're going to be doing some things where arms are stretched out, so you just stagger. Are you good? Are you all good with that? Okay, good. We're going to be all right then. And also we're going to be getting up at some point and moving around a little bit. So it feels like you're clustered, but maybe that's all perfect. And I should stay oriented this way, not this way. Is that right? Either way. I can be a little bit, okay. All right. Well, let's start with a little bit of a breathing practice that if you feel comfortable just bringing your mask down so you could put your fingers on your nose, if that's comfortable. Is that not comfortable? Okay, you know, you can imagine it because we're going to do what's called alternate nostril breathing. So the yogis say that if you take a slow, deep breath in through your nose right now, you'll feel one side of your nostrils more dominant than the other. And that when we do alternate nostril breathing, which is an ancient practice, they actually have pictures on caves of yogis doing this practice, that after you do the practice, for a time period, it balances the nostrils, right and left. And what that does is it gives your mind a feeling of peacefulness. So yoga has a scientific aspect to it, so that whatever we're doing has like sort of a reason that is helping us come to a place of relaxation. Because the whole point of yoga is to release and strengthen, to be able to hold the body correctly for meditation. The ultimate goal of all yoga is union, which is the balanced presence of unifying with divine presence. So it's a beautiful practice of using techniques that all lend themselves to relaxation, opening ourselves up to the divine unification with our own being. So the first practice we're going to do is called alternate nostril breathing. And we're going to take our right hand and we're going to use our ring finger and our thumb. And we're going to place those right at the base of the cartilage where the fleshy part of the nose meets. And then we're going to take off the ring finger and breathe in. We're going to press closed and hold the breath, retain the breath. And then we're going to take off the thumb and breathe out. Breathe in the thumb. Retain, no breath, pinched closed. And exhale, ring. Okay, so we're going to do that for, now you've got the movement of that. I want you to find your posture for sitting. So feet comfortably on the floor, straight down from your knees. Your spine is long, your shoulders are up, kind of broad and open. Feel the spine, you kind of close your eyes and feel the spine is long, and your head is sort of balanced at the top of the spine. Taking the right hand, breathing in the ring finger side, breathe 5. Pinch closed, 5. Exhale, thumb side, 5. In thumb side, 5. Pinched closed. 5. Out ring finger. 5. In ring. 5. Closed. Out thumb. In thumb. Closed. Out ring. In ring. Closed. Out thumb. In thumb. Closed. Out ring. Now lick your finger and put a little bit of moisture at your third eye, the point between the eyebrows and a little above, and then bring your hand down onto your thigh and just sit eyes closed and feel the balance, the breath balanced between the nostrils, the mind quiet and open, the third eye becoming awakened. Let the shoulders relax, the muscles of the face soften. Now bring your right hand onto your belly button, and I want you to breathe into the belly, letting the belly expand like a balloon and pushing the hand outward. Inhale for a count of 5. And then exhale a count of 7 or 8 with feeling the belly pushing like a balloon, all the air out, the hand comes in. Inhale into the belly. Exhale all the oxygen out, elongating the exhale. Inhale belly. And then let the breath rise up into the chest area. And a long exhale, collapsing the chest area. I mean the air out of the chest, out of the belly. One more. And hand on the thigh and opening the eyes. So this is called pranayama, which is prana in yoga is the breath. It's the life force, prana. And for the Old Testament, the breath is the ruha, the breath of God. And in New Testament, it's pneuma in Greek, right? The spirit. So yoga, it's very, very important how we breathe, and that we cultivate a long breath and use this belly breathing, which starts to really calm the nervous system. Most of us breathe too shallow, right? So we're up here, and especially if we're having stress, we get even more into the upper chest breathing. So learning to breathe with the belly, we immediately start to calm the nervous system. It's the only thing you can override. Like, you can't tell your heart to slow down. You can't tell your nervous system to switch into the parasympathetic, which is the relaxation mode. The only thing we can do is our breath. And once we calm our breath and bring it into the belly, the nervous system will respond and will start sending into our body the chemicals that tell the body to relax. So we take it out of the fight or flight syndrome and into the parasympathetic, which is where all the oxytocin and all the feel-good chemicals exist in our bodies. So pranayama is probably the most important aspect of yoga. I can't even count how many breathing practices there are that do different things. We're going to use about 4 of them today. We just did 2, alternate nostril to balance the mind and start to quiet it. We used belly breathing, and we're going to use some that's called ocean breathing, and then Kapalabhati at the end. So now let's start to do a little bit of stretching, but let's try to keep the mindful breathing, the deeper breaths, okay? So put your left hand on your chair and take your right hand up and over and keep the left shoulder out of your ear, away from the ear, and really stretch over to the side. And now come back to your breathing. We will hold poses for about 5 breaths with long, smooth breath. And inhale, come back up and come to the other side. Stretch over the side body. Really stretch out. Let the fingertips reach towards the ceiling corner. And come back up. And now we're going to do a gentle twist. Take the left hand to the back of the chair, like maybe wrap it down, the elbow down against the chair, and take the right hand onto the left knee. And use your arms to lift the spine tall and twist, feeling like a corkscrew of the spine. And unwind yourself. Bring your hands to the center, and let's take a deep breath in the middle. Inhale and exhale. It's like a cleansing breath we'll be using a lot of the time too in between things. Now take the opposite side, right hand elbow down away from the shoulder, left hand on the right knee, and twist. And look forward and unwind and take a deep breath. Now we're going to do, for those of you who know some yoga, we're going to do a cat, but seated. So hands are on the knees, and we're going to inhale and lift the sternum forward. So we're making like our spine into a C shape with a curve, lifting the chin, even using the hands to pull the sternum even more forward, shoulders back away from the ears. Now we're going to exhale and round the back to the chair, making a C the other way, belly into the spine, chin to chest. Now we're going to, on the breath, inhaling forward, exhaling round. Inhale forward, exhale round. One more. Inhale forward. Exhale round. And then sitting up tall. Let's roll the shoulders forward, up to the ears, and all the way to the back. Forward, way up high, all the way back. One more time this way. And then the other way. And now we're going to scrunch. You're going to stretch the face. So we're going to scrunch up the face as tight as you can and make fists with your hands. Tight, 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 tight. And then open everything up. Open the face, open the jaw, open the fingers. And tight, tight, tight. Open. Tight, tight, tight. Open. And shake it out a little bit. Good. And now take the right hand in front of you and take the left hand to hold all the fingers, including even maybe the thumb, and we're going to stretch out the wrist. Let the shoulders be away from the ears, and just enjoy that stretch, because we do so many things with the hands going the other way, and this is really good for carpal tunnel, if anyone struggles with that. I do. And release, shake it out. The other side. For people who work on computers all day, Annie Panny. These are all things you can do at your desk, you can see, right? And we know scientifically about some of yoga. Yoga makes a lot of claims, but there was a New York Times science writer who did an actual book called The Science of Yoga, like taking the claims that yoga make and challenging them and proving them. And one of them is how good it is for osteoporosis. Because if you notice what we've just done with the spine, we've gone this way, and this way. We've moved the spine in all of its capacities. And there's no other form of exercise that does that. And it's really good for osteoporosis. So let's get our ankles. So come up on the toes, heels, stretching out a little bit. Good. And because all of us are able to stand, I could do more in the chairs, but because we're all a standing group, I think we'll do a little bit of get warmed up too, because it's a little bit chilly in here. So we're going to do some standing postures. So if you're listening to this and you need to stay seated, that's fine. These postures can be done in variations seated. So let's come to stand up, and I want to get some circulation going. So we're going to separate our feet hip distance apart. It's very important in yoga that your feet are parallel. So look down at your feet and make them like railroad tracks, because we have a tendency as we age for the feet to go out and for us to do something, kind of leaning, and we want to really counter that in yoga. So feet parallel, and now bring the arms up to shoulder height, and we're going to just sit down like we're sitting in a chair. This is called chair posture. It really gets the circulation going, gets the legs waking up. Breathe through now, breathe. One more breath. And come back up. Good. Shake out a little bit. Now, we're going to do another breathing posture, pranayama technique, that will get us breathing better because, like I said, we're too shallow. So this is called ocean breath. And I want you to take your right hand in front of your face and breathe on it like you're putting moisture on a glass. I'm going to breathe away from Annie. Everyone turn away from Annie. Okay. So you should feel like a moist, warm breath on your hand. Now try to make that echoey sound on the inhale. Yes, you got it? So traditionally in yoga, we breathe through our nostrils, and it's called, I just went blank. Ujjayi, thank you, Ujjayi breath. But we're going to do it with the mouth open, and we're going to spread out a little bit so that, because it's hard to learn Ujjayi. So this is a way to learn it and I'm going to have to put this down a second or stand it up or something so I can move. We're going to bring our hands together and bend the knees, feet parallel, And we're going to do that ocean breathing as we inhale our arms out to the side. So it's going to sound really echoey. And now we're going to echo it out. Inhale. Filling the body with oxygen. Big, big breath. Big exhale. One more. Two more. Arms way out to the side. Palms up. Exhale it back. One more. Good. And stand up, loosen up. Great. So if you can make that breath without breathing through the mouth, you can do it. It's bigger, bigger from here. You're like a Darth Vader breath. But you can do it through the mouth either, which is easier. Okay, so now we're going to do the beginning part of a sun salutation to get the body moving. This is called vinyasa. In yoga, when you link postures together, usually in hatha, postures are very static. We're going to be doing that too. But a vinyasa is when you link and move with a posture. So you can just watch once to see. We're going to reach tall, and then we're going to exhale, dive forward as far as it goes for you. And then we're going to inhale, come halfway up with the hands on the thighs. And exhale, fold forward. And then inhale all the way up. And then hands to prayer. Okay? Everyone's got enough room to do this? Okay. Inhale, arms all the way up. Reach tall, tall, tall. Exhale, dive forward. All the way, fold in half. Inhale, part way up, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. And inhale, dive up. And prayer. Inhale up. And reach. And dive. Inhale, flat back. Really stretching out of the hips. And then exhale, fold forward. And inhale all the way up. And prayer. Inhale up. And reach. And exhale, dive. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. And inhale all the way up. And prayer. Good. Now we're going to find maybe the most important pose in yoga. It's called Tadasana. It's a posture pose. So we're training the muscles of our body to hold our bones correctly. So let's do it with our feet together. So bring if that's comfortable and you feel enough balance, bring the heels just slightly apart, just like a half an inch. Now, feel even with your shoes or slippers on, that your toes are lifting and spreading as wide as they can. Now, feel the legs activate. Even feel maybe the kneecaps lifting up. The pelvic floor is going to tip the opposite way. Okay, so we're going to take some of this curvature out of the spine, out of the back, and lift the pelvic floor forward and up, which has a tendency to sort of feel like you're zippering up the front. Now bring your fingertips onto your ribs, the lowest part of your ribs, and exhale and let them come slightly downward. So you've gotten your spine even a little bit more less curve, but there's always some curve. Now shoulders away from the ears. The fingertips have like little lead weights pulling downward. Let the neck just move around. Be gentle with the neck. And then come to the head just to sit on top of the spinal column. And now just feel there's a lot going on here, right? So you're nice and zipped up here, and the ribs aren't coming forward. They're actually in the body. And now just feel this and breathe through about 5 breaths. We want to embed this in our muscle memory because this is really going to keep our backs healthy. Good. Now we're going to come into a sort of an easy balancing pose. Balance is very important for us all, and yoga, there's a lot of balancing poses. And one of the keys to balance is to look at a point about 45 degrees down or in front of you that won't move, and keep your focus on it. And then we're going to come onto the ball of the left foot and bring the heel to the ankle. And bring the hands into prayer. Now this is the beginning of what we call tree pose, but you can just stay here, or you can start to lift that foot and maybe put it against the calf, and the knee out to the side. Gazing at the point, balancing, coming down if you need to. Breathing. And release. Walk it out a little bit. And so we're putting the weight now in the other foot. Come onto the ball of foot, heel to ankle, and we can just stay there, hands in prayer, or start to come into the tree. And release. Walk it out a little bit. And we'll do it again, and we'll bring the arms up while we're in the pose. So find your balance. Find your point of focus. Come onto the ball of the other foot. Come into the tree. And we can lift the hands up. And out. And release. Walk it out. And come to the other side. And up. We might have to get a picture of you guys doing this. So cute. And release. Walk it out. Good. Good. Let's stretch a little bit. So come to behind your chair. And we're going to use our chair to do a modified down dog. So put your hands on the back of the chair and walk yourself. I'll just show. So put your hands on the back of the chair and walk yourself backwards to make your body into an L shape. And just breathe through, stretching out the whole hip area. Good. Breathe now. Feel that nice stretch in the upper back, the hips. Good. Breathing through. This is a real nice way to do down dog without having to get on the floor. One more long breath. And then walk yourself slowly forward. Good. Now we're going to do a modified lunge. So with your hands standing up against the chair, we're going to step back a large step with the right foot. And then we're going to square our hips forward to the chair. So our hips are on the same plane as the back of the chair. And then you can stay here, or you can come into the full warrior one. Bring the core is in, zipped front, extending upward. And hands down, step up, walk it out a little bit. Take a deep breath. And then step back with the other foot. Bring that left hip forward. So you're really squaring yourself off and then into the full pose. Bending the front knee a little deeper. And step forward. Walk it out. Good. And let's come into another nice chest opening stretch. Take the hands behind you, intertwine the fingers, and stretch the hands down towards the floor, opening the upper chest, breathing through. And release. Shake it out a little bit. Roll the shoulders. Let's take the hands out to the side and feet kind of wide apart and circle the arms about 5 times each way. And then the other way. And release. Good. Now let's try a triangle. So we're going to separate the feet about 3 feet. And if you have hopefully not slippery surface shoes, because this is harder with socks and shoes, but so don't go too far so you slip. Let's turn the left foot out to the side. You know what's a good thing when we have lines like this is put your foot right on one of the seams, and the other foot the grout should go right into the middle of the back foot, and the back foot should be 45 degrees turned, okay? Now, square the hips to the front towards me, Frank. There we go. Now extend out the arms and shift, straight legs. There we go, triangle. And then bring the hands into triangle pose. So yeah, there we go. And opening up the chest, expanding, breathing through. Let's hear some of that echoey breath. Now draw yourself up and bring this other hand straight up and do a reverse triangle. Legs straight still, extending upward. And release. Good. Come to center, take a deep breath. And we're going to turn the other foot out. The other foot goes 45 degrees. Take your hands on your hips and square them to me. There we go. Extend out the arms. Shift to this side and come into triangle. Draw yourself up and reverse. And back. And step together. Walk it out a little bit. And now we're going to do something that's just for fun, and it's really good for our energy and getting warmed up a little bit. It's we need music for this. We're going to Can the mute? Will they be able to hear me with music? Okay. This. I've gotten carried away here without my music. Um, let's see. So in yoga, one of the things that I like to play while we're doing yoga is called bhakti yoga, which is a form of devotion. There's many different paths of yoga, kundalini, but one of them, karma yoga. Karma yoga is like service yoga, doing for others. Bhakti yoga is a devotional yoga, and it is singing the names of God and in praise and surrender and everything is chanted. The whole devotional practice is chanting, and that's called kirtan. And it's a beautiful thing if you get a chance to go to a kirtan, to go and sit and just be immersed in they usually play with a harmonium, and one of the famous kirtan singers is a man named Krishnadas. And for some reason, though, I'm not getting, the music isn't coming on right now. Let's see. Yeah, it says I'm connected. Oh, maybe I put the sound down. Maybe that's it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Why is it working? Oh. So this is him singing to Hanuman. Anyway, you get the idea. So when you immerse yourself in the bhakti yoga, it's like you're part of the praise and devotion to the divine. So we're going to shake now, and the idea of shaking is to just stand still, and we're going to do it for like 2 minutes. We're going to just shake. Close your eyes, just feel it. Just letting go, rid of whatever is in your way. Breathe in, let go, breathe out. And come quieting down a little bit, reducing the movement until you find stillness. Just let yourself feel the energy in your body now, the Shakti's moving. Breathe into that. Relax the shoulders. Okay, we're going to do a sort of not a typical yoga thing, but it's good for us to get some heat in our body before we come back to sitting and releasing some more stress. So we're going to do this, what I call yoga aerobics. So we're going to take our arms up to the side, and we're going to lift opposite knee to the opposite elbow. So it's like that. 10 more. And release. Whew, good. Okay, let's come to sit down. I'm going to put one of my favorite kirtan singers is a Sikh woman named Santam Kaur. Snatam Kaur. If you ever get a chance to see her in person, I highly recommend it. She's a really beautiful being. Now, sitting up nice and tall, we're going to work on releasing stress in our neck before we go into any meditation. How are we doing? Yeah, good. So feel the spine tall and long. Shoulders nice and straight across. Bring the belly in a little bit, taking some of the curvature out of the spine. And just gently move the chin over to the right, all the way, range of motion. And then gently lift and lower the chin. Release the movement. Bring it to center. Take a deep cleansing breath. Inhale, exhale. And then come to the other side. Gently right. Bring chin up and downward. Like you're saying yes. Bring the chin back to neutral. Take a deep breath. Now, bring the right ear to the right shoulder. Take the right arm out to the side and wrap it around, either placing pressure on the temple or around the ear. And we're going to stretch out the right side of the neck. Now bring the chin towards the shoulder and stretch out the back side of the neck a little bit on that same side. Release the pressure, release the hand, and let the head very gently float up and take a deep breath in. Bring the chin to the chest. Bring the fingertips to the back of the head and just gently bring the chin more forward and then slowly move the chin side to side like you're saying no. Release the pressure. Let the head float up. Take a deep breath. Now lift the chin towards the ceiling and press the tongue against the lower teeth. Release. Deep breath. Now, bring the right ear to the right shoulder, whatever side you didn't do, sorry, and then wrap the hand around and stretching out the left side of the neck. Bringing that ear more towards the shoulder. Now bring the chin to the shoulder, stretching out a little bit different part of the neck. Release the pressure, let the head float up. Take a deep breath. Now I want you to give yourself a little neck rub. Really dig into some of those tight spots. And sometimes you can sort of feel a bit of oxytocin get released through this. Kind of a sense of well-being, peacefulness. You can rub into your shoulders, whatever feels good, but really up and down the spine, right into the the brain stem. Good. Come just back to neutral, deep breath. Okay, now we have to do something very important. Very, very important. We have to do laughing yoga. I've been, teaching this gentle yoga up at the church I was at for the last 10 years. And if I didn't do laughing yoga every week, it was not good. So so what we're going to do is a way to also do core. You can either just do it like this, ha ha ha. We're going to go ha ha ha. Or if you want to work your core, you can do it like this and do ha ha ha. So let it rip. Just think ho ho ho. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Ho, ho, ho! Oh, Merry Christmas! And then just sit up tall, close your eyes, and feel that energy. And the movement of your energy in your body is a beautiful thing. Now we're going to stretch our hips a little bit. So take your left ankle onto your right knee. So you're making a big triangle. Put your hands on your ankle and your knee and lift as tall as your spine can go and start to extend forward over that, opening up that hip. And then just when you get to the place where you're feeling it, just breathe into it. Breathe into the hip, releasing, letting go, let the shoulders relax. See if you can open up a little bit more. So good for the hips, for any sciatica. This is like a pigeon pose, only seated, which is so much more accessible for a lot of people. Come to sit up tall. Take that leg all the way over if that works for you, and take your left hand behind you. We're going to do a little deeper twist now. So really wrap the hand around that leg and use your arms to twist. Just close your eyes. Feel your chin moving towards the shoulder away from the ear. Such a good stress release. And then look over the front and unwind the legs, hands on the knees. Big inhale. Big exhale. And come to the other side. Usually one side's more tight than the other. That's normal. Hand on the knee and the hip. Lift, 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 and extend. Reaching out over the shin. So you can go a little deeper with the breath, not hurting yourself, just extending gently. And coming up, cross that leg over and twist, deep twist into the other side. And chin forward, unwind, hands on knees, in big inhale. Now, hands on the knees, let's lift the front of the body long, 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 and fold forward over the legs like a big forward stretch. Let the hands come down towards your ankles. Let the head be heavy. And then roll up slowly, stacking vertebra after vertebra. Now, we're going to do another pranayama practice that's really good for our digestion and for lots of things. And what we're going to do is it's called Kapalabhati. We're going to exhale like you're blowing out a candle. And while we exhale that sharp exhale, we're going to fan the. So in yoga, they say that our Shakti resides, like in Chinese medicine, it's your Qi. In yoga, it's the Shakti. And that it resides at sort of the base of the spine. So this practice fans the fire of your Shakti at the base of your spine. It's like this. You can do it with mouth open. I'm going to do it with mouth closed. So I'm bringing in the belly and I'm breathing out sharp out of the nose. Okay? So just do the best you can. When we get to, I'll say, breathe in, you're going to release that staccato breath and you're going to take a huge breath in through the nose and then you're going to retain it. And you're going to imagine as you hold the breath that you're pressing down upon the tail of your spine like a jack-in-the-box. You know, so that's like a floor, like you're pressing the spring down. That's what you're going to imagine, and that you're holding it like that. And then when you can no longer retain the breath, you're going to let go, and you're going to just completely let go. And you might feel this sense of energy, flush coming up, the Shakti coming up through the spine, and then you might feel this tingly sensation, which is called shining skull. Or not. It's all good. Okay, so closing the eyes, hands on the knees. This is the sharp exhale, but the belly coming in. Begin. Inhale. Retain. See if you can relax the muscles of the jaw, let the teeth slightly separate. Eyes are heavy in the eye sockets. Wonderful. Now we're going to come into Shavasana, final relaxation. And this can be done very easily in your chair. So what you're going to do is sort of find a spot where you can let your feet come forward, let the chair do all the work to hold you up. Let yourself really relax into the chair. And I'm going to So I want you to wiggle your toes. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Now stop the movement and bring your awareness to the soles of your feet. Bring your awareness to your ankles, to your calves, to your shins. Bring your awareness to your knees, to the lower underneath part of your thighs, the tops of your thighs, the above. Bring a sense of relaxation to your pelvic area, to your hips, your buttocks, to your belly. Imagining releasing any stress in the whole digestive system. The belly is soft, relaxed. Bring your awareness to your chest, heart, lungs. Let them open. Let your heart be wide open, expanded. Imagine maybe bringing breath into your heart, carrying prana, life force. Now bring your awareness to your right shoulder, letting it relax even more, letting go more. Down your right upper arm. Bring this relaxation to your elbow, your forearm, the palm of your right hand. the little finger, ring finger, middle finger, index finger, thumb. Bring your awareness to your left shoulder. Letting it relax and let go. Let that relaxation melt down your upper arm into the elbow, the forearm, the palm of your left hand, little finger, ring finger, middle finger, index finger, thumb. Bring your awareness to the front of your throat. Relaxing the vocal cords. To the back of your neck. To your face. Letting it just soften. To your ears. And to your whole scalp. Now imagine that God's hand was over this sanctuary, pouring down upon us warm grace, light, divine love. Let it enter your very being. Every cell of your being receiving this light, radiating your whole being, a part of the grace. Letting it saturate your heart. With every breath, feel yourself being expanding, your boundaries dissolving, feeling one with all. Feeling profound peace. I'm going to come around with some lavender aromatherapy to put on your palm. If you would like it, put your palm up. Starting to breathe in a little more intentionally. Bringing your awareness back to your body. Rub your palms together in front of your face. Breathing in. Letting that smell be a part of the peaceful presence. Opening your palms to your face, just letting it permeate in. Now stretch your arms up way high. Stretch your legs out. Give yourself a big stretch. And then come to sit up. And again, let's rub the palms together. Create some warmth, some heat between the palms. And then palm the eyes. Don't let the oil get in your eyes or your face, be careful. And then bring this warmth to your throat, which is your throat chakra, is your expression of yourself. Bring it down to your heart, to your solar plexus, to your navel. And then drag a little energy back into the legs, down into the calves. Give yourself a little pressure to ground yourself back down into the body. And bringing the palms together, Ariom Mom Tat Sat, we immerse ourselves in divine love, where we heal and become whole and integrated and unified with all that is. And then we bring this love into the world that needs it so very much. The divine in me recognizes and acknowledges the divine in you. Namaste. Amen. You're welcome.
So very much, Freda.
You're welcome. I love yoga, and I love to, at any stage in life, it's a gift. And I love for people to see it as, the gift that it is and find it for yourself. There's beautiful videos you can get. There's, classes. But I always think, look for the gentle. Because yoga doesn't have to be with the young, grueling, physical muscle building. It can be really a deeply releasing, stretching, strengthening. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you.